Happy belated Remembrance Day. It's been really difficult for me the past few days. I went to a Remembrance Day ceremony, and they obviously changed the lyrics. So, it doesn't say all thy sons command, now it's all of us command or some fucking bullshit. And it just, things like that just ruin it for me, and I'm just standing there like, none of them died for this shit. It breaks my heart. And I'm just standing there, and I'm almost thinking of just leaving, or like I don't know what to do. And and two people come up and say, "Oh, I just have to say that we are on native land, treaty something or other." And I'm just standing there like, how dare you? How dare you? How dare you say anything like that? 100,000 veterans died. More than 100,000 veterans died. And you just come up here and be like, well, we're on treaty land. We're on So you're saying these 100,000 plus veterans died? They spilled their blood. For what? For some fucking treaty land? I guarantee you that if they could do it all over again, they would not have gone. Look at this fucking message here. Bigotry, lack of understanding, blah, blah, blah. Canada's wars are not fought over religion, and your suggestion that they are desecrates the memory. This desecrates the memory of every single soldier that fought and fell in battle. Anyways, I was actually looking at the wrong one there. Here we go. So here we go. This is the one I wanted to make the video on. Sorry about that. Look, Canada's world wars were not Christian crusades. They were fought to protect your freedom to be whoever you want and not be ruled by religious, nationalist, fascist, dictators, criminals, grifters, Nazis. Canada is rich and diverse because of our freedom. It wasn't an immigrant country until 1978, the Immigrant Act. So you're a fucking liar. Whoever the fuck you are a liar. Most of the veterans were Christian. So all you have to do is read The Unknown Warriors by Nicholas Pringle. They basically, this was written in, I think, 2006. And this is a bunch of letters sent in from veterans from different countries, such as England and like other countries that fought in the war. So take a look at this. I just went to a random page. Hopefully this pops up. So our children are not taught our true history or our Christian heritage, which is being withered away. It is disappointing that we have a government of wimps and twits. I could use stronger language. Many of my age group and many younger people I've talked to are very angry that we all fought for is being withered down to accommodate people who have their own country and customs and who came here to tell us what to do. It is time to call a halt before there is serious civil unrest on a large scale. This was in 2006. And there's plenty of stories. I haven't got through them all. All I do is I just go through them and I look at the last paragraph, and they all say similar things where they say they would not have gone. Like they and their friends would not have gone if they knew what the country would turn into. They did not fight for freedom and democracy, that what fucking people try to tell me now. Have you asked the ones that are still alive? Well, actually, most of them are fucking dead. So you can't ask them. So you just make it up. You just make it up. Like, oh, yeah, they fought for this. They fought for... Yeah, you can make anything up. Because they're fucking dead. They can't speak anymore. But the ones that are still alive, they're 100 years old. Ask them. And they tell you this.
What does Remembrance Sunday mean for you? What is your message?
My message is, I can see in my mind's eye those rows and rows of white stones of all the hundreds of my friends and everybody else that gave their lives for what? The country of today. No, I'm sorry. The sacrifice wasn't worth the result that it is now.
Oh, well, I'm
What
sorry.
What do you mean by that, though? At this point?
What we fought for, and what we fought for was our freedom. We find that even now it's darn sight worse than what it was when I fought for it.
Oh, Alec, I'm sorry you feel like that, because
I'm sorry you
want you
feel
to
like
know
that.
that all the generations that have come
Yeah.
since,
Oh, I'm sorry you feel that way. You know, you're probably one of the only ones. Well, actually, everyone else is dead.
I don't know. I've lived
Here's
a
another
good
one.
life. I mean, we haven't got the country we had when I was raised. Not at all. Nobody will have the fun I had. Nobody will have the opportunity I had. It's just not the same. That's
I gotta stop watching because it breaks my heart. I can't watch it. I mean, I can. I will. Like, I mean, I already have watched it, but especially after Remembrance Day, their sacrifice. They sacrificed so much, and we're left with pieces of shit like this. Pieces of shit like this because the strong men went and fought and died and the weak men stayed back, and this is what the country's turned into because all the fucking weak people are still there. Look at this shit. You're embarrassing yourself. You don't know shit. Canada was 97% European until the late 1970s. So this guy doesn't know a fucking thing. Oh, we were just always diverse. We always had like all these types of different people coming from everywhere, and we were just a fucking free-for-all. Anyone can come here. Yay! That's a fucking lie. All the Christian people are dead. Well, not all of them, but you get my fucking point. All the fucking people who spilled blood for this land. For them to shit on their memory like this. You're embarrassing yourself. No, you are. And you're a fucking liar. And they're gonna lock me up for saying this when the time comes. If even have any fucking people watch these fucking videos, that I don't even care. Like, I'm just gonna release videos and until they shut me up, if they ever do. Because it's the least I can do for these poor young men, boys. Little fucking teenagers that went and died. For what? For people like this. Weak. Very weak people. And I'm not saying I'm as strong as the people from World War II and things like that. I'm nowhere near that, but these people are fucking nothing. If they can just make up things. They just make shit up and somehow people believe it. There's a considerable amount of the population that believe it. They're okay with our replacement because of... It doesn't even make sense to me. Because we've always been a diverse country, or we're an immigrant country, or there's all these fucking like buzzwords they make up. But the same thing is happening to Europe. So what the fuck is happening? Like, Europe is not an immigrant country. It's European. That's what it's supposed to be. India is Indian. China is Chinese. And so on. What the fuck is wrong with that? And these people who spilled their blood are telling you. They're telling you that they did not die for this. While they were still alive, most of the people in this book... Most of the people in this book are probably not alive anymore. Because this was written in 2006. So they were probably in their later years at that point. They watched all their friends die next to them. And these people can just come in and tell you a fucking lie. That these people died for something that they didn't. You wouldn't just leave your families to never see them again. For freedom and democracy. What freedom do we have today? The democracy? What fucking democracy? I don't have a say. I've never had a say. I put out my vote. Nothing fucking happens. They do whatever they want. They spend our money on whatever they want. I never voted for any of this. And they say, and some fucking, well, I was trying to find the comment, but I couldn't find it. I don't know, either the post got deleted or I got banned from it or whatever. I don't know, whatever. Because I said that the veterans who died did not die for this. They did not die for our statues to be taken down and be replaced. And I said they didn't die for 200,000 abortions a year or something. You know, I said something along those lines. And she said, oh, they did die for all that. They died for the freedoms and whatever. Like, so in 1982 was when abortion was passed. Those veterans, most of them were already dead by then. So you're speaking for those people? Oh yeah, they died for abortion 50 years later, or 20 years later, or 30, whatever the fuck. Like, what fucking world do you live in? Like, I hope they're trolling. Because if they're that stupid, they can't, you can't just make up shit. If they were Christian, which they were, they wouldn't be like, yay, abortion. No one with a fucking heart supports abortion. Yeah, I said it. Fucking sue me. Cancel me. Send me to the gulags when fucking Carney comes in and with all these bills and the hate police where I'm just gonna go to jail for thinking, for saying the truth. Because that's a fucking tragedy. That's worse than all these people dying from overdoses and everything else that's happening in this country. That's worse. Hate speech is the worst thing ever. You can't talk. Ugh. It's illegal. Why the fuck would you talk? Why would you speak out against the government? That, like, once these laws come in, there's nothing we'll be able to do. No one will be able to say anything about the government. They're just going to be able to free reign everything because they're going to silence anyone who opposes them. And that's what's coming to Canada. And did the veterans die for that? I wanted to make a video on Remembrance Day, but because I want to honor their memory. But it's impossible to truly honor their memory, when this is the state of the country. This is the state of the West. We're being destroyed. We're being replaced. Everything that they fought for is being dismantled from within. And that's the truth. You can try to say, oh, everything's great. Like, I don't... The people who just have a fucking blinders on, I don't know if it's because of the medical interventions that they took that now suddenly it got rid of part of their brain, so they can't think properly. They can't critically think at all. Because I've changed my mind on fucking everything. Pretty much everything in my life. From, like, if you would have asked me 15 years ago what I think about now, even 10 years ago, even 5 years ago, it's totally different. 100% different. And that's what happens when you change. The more you learn, the more you're like, oh, actually, maybe that's not. And I'm going to continue to change. Because the more I learn about the facts, the more I'm going to be like, oh, actually, that's true. Oh, okay. Oh. And the more I learn about these people, I realize they're fucking batshit insane. Because if they can just make up what the veterans fought for, they can just make up, like, oh yeah, puberty blockers are healthy for children. All these things are just healthy for them. If they can say, oh yeah, safe supply, it's great. Safe supply is amazing for people. You know, we just give you drugs. We're just going to give you drugs so you can take them, even though they're like 20 hydromectin or whatever the fuck it's called. It's 20. Hold on. Okay, the cat came to the door and then he just looked away and didn't come in. So anyways, they're giving these safe supply in air quotes to people that is 20 part. It's like it's something like 20 times more addictive than heroin or something. Like it's insane. They're giving it to these people. So, like, imagine if you went to an alcoholic, and like he's severely addicted. Like he's destroying his life because of it. Like, I'm not just talking about, you know, oh, you're having a drink every now and then. No. This guy is like he's you know, he's not seeing his kids. He's like at the bar all the time, or he's fucking driving drunk into a tree or what, you know, whatever. Like it's a borderline, you know, an alcoholic, and you just keep giving him alcohol for free. You just go up to him and be like, here, have some. Like he's like off the fuck, he's like passing out. He's like, and you just like give him alcohol every time. You know, every day. You're like, oh well, yeah, we'll give you some more alcohol tomorrow. He's like, oh thanks. Do you think they're gonna get better? Do you think they're just suddenly gonna be like, oh, that's not really a drunk guy. Like, oh my gosh, I'm so drunk. Like, I don't know. You know, like, do you think you're suddenly gonna just be like, yeah, I'm just not gonna drink anymore? I'm just like, thank you, but no thank you, suddenly. You think that's gonna happen? No, they're gonna keep using. This is what the government thinks, and this is what these people think. This is what these types of people think, that the veterans died for safe supply. Because they died for freedom. What fucking freedom? They did not die. That doesn't make any sense. And the federal government is going against every single fucking freedom, so-called freedom, we have or used to have. They're going after them all. So the pressure weighs in on me for the veterans who fought in the world wars and in Afghanistan and whoever, and you know, wherever. It's just the strong men go to die while the weak stay back. And those are the people who raise our children. And we wonder why we are where we are. The weak has raised us to be weak. I couldn't imagine how our country would be if those men were still here. I would say our country would be totally different because they wouldn't have allowed this to happen. I feel powerless. Like I pray that people wake up, that they just understand what the truth actually is. That our country would be better off if we didn't just immigrate everyone. Like, let's say, so if in 1978, well, actually, technically it was written in 1976, but the bill passed in 1978. So in 1976, if when they were making that bill, if, and I'm saying in air quotes, if it was supposed to be, you know, if it was supposed to be for, you know, to fill jobs that because of like a fertility rate going down. And it's like, okay, shouldn't you have done something about the fertility rate though? Should you have at least prepared for the birth rate to go down and put measures in place instead of just saying, well, no, we'll just import everyone? Because I haven't seen a single thing where it's like, okay, we want as many children as we can. We're going to be like having like ad campaigns telling everyone like, you got to have more children. You got to have more children. We'll put you into a home. We'll buy you a home. We'll like the government will just come at you and be like, look, listen, we'll put you in this house here. Just have children, please. Like, you're just going to couples on the street like, you don't have children? What the fuck are you doing? Get in this house and fucking make some. You know, like, was there anything like that? Because I mean, I don't think so. No, let's just give all this money that we could be giving to our own people to have children or do whatever, like fucking do anything else but what they've been doing. They've been doing the complete opposite on every fucking thing of what they should have been doing for the last 40 years. Probably even longer. And this is what this country turns into because of it. Like I wanted, like, it'd be nice to just make a simple video and be like, God bless, you know, the veterans who died for our country, because it's true. Like, God bless them. They're heroes, even though their sacrifice might have been not for what they had hoped for. They're still heroes in my eyes and in a lot of people's eyes, but what has happened to this country, I can't just like put it aside and be like, yeah, you know, they fought for democracy and freedom. They fucking didn't. So anyone who says that, I will call it out until I'm not breathing anymore. Until I'm old and gray, I'm gonna call that out. I'm gonna be the crazy person on the street if they even allow me to still be on the street or, you know, alive or, you know, any not in a fucking gulag camp. So if I'm still here, I'm gonna call it out until they silence me. And then I guess I'll, like, if they silence me online, I guess I'll start going on the streets. because I'll be like, all right, fine. And then they'll silence me on the streets, and then I don't know. I'll start sending letters out from the prison, I guess. I'll start sending letters out to every address if they. I mean, they're not gonna let me, but I'm gonna send fucking postcards or send like I'm gonna fucking throw like paper airplanes outside the prison. Like, read my message. I gotta learn how to make a paper airplane first, though. Well, it shouldn't be that hard. I think I used to make them when I was a kid, so. But yeah, I mean, obviously, I'll end this video with my cat's trying to get in now. Again, we'll see if he actually comes in this time. But I'll just end this video with. Oh crap, he's coming. Hold on. I think he wants cuddles. I'll have to throw a picture of the cat sometime. Maybe I'll do it in another video if someone asks. Right now, I don't even think anyone's fucking watching this. But anyway, I'm gonna still keep making them. I don't care. So yeah, I'll end the video with God bless our veterans. Lest we forget, I will try to speak truth for you. Because now you can't. You can't speak. So you can speak through me. As long as I can find the truth of what you've fought for, I will speak for that. Because it's the least I can do. And it's nothing compared to what you sacrificed. And I'm so sorry. Because I can't imagine if they can see us, if they're looking down on us right now, that they're just weeping. I'm sure of it. Because I just, it's absolutely terrible. Like, if we look at the, like, did the good guys win the war? Because it doesn't look like it. If the good guys won, we should be much better off. Our countries should be flourishing. And it's just been getting progressively worse, which is the progressive parties. And I see every time I try to end the video, it just reminds me of something else. It's like it's impossible. I can go on forever. I could keep on talking about all this forever. I like, either they're speaking through me or I just have a lot of information to tell. But yeah, I better just say I'm gonna end it this time for sure. After this, I'm gonna think of something and I'm gonna end. I'm not gonna say it. I'm just gonna say I'm just gonna say that I appreciate the sacrifices they did. The sacrifices they made for us. And I pray for everyone that people can realize that they are wrong. That they can wake up and say, actually, I was wrong. But I think a lot of these people cannot do that. So I'm sorry. But I will continue to speak truth. God bless our veterans. Long live Canada.